Motocross Series, kicking off this week with the first event staged in Gainesville, Florida.
Welcome to round one of the U.S. Outdoor Motocross Nationals at Gatorback Raceway in Gainesville, Florida. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman. Earlier, we talked to the riders and asked them if they preferred outdoors or supercross racing.
I like supercross a lot, and, I like outdoors a lot, so it's just another day of racing. I enjoyed racing so much, it doesn't matter where we're at or if we're supercross or we're outdoors. It's just always fun for me.
I like the Suzuki 125 a lot, and I like the outdoors, so I think the 125 and me go real good together.
I like it. I like going fast. Indoors it's really slow and technical and smooth and everything, and outdoors you hang it out a little more, and I like doing that a little bit more, but I like them both equally.
And here we go for the second moto in the 125 class, and there's Bale, the rider who decimated the competition in round number one, and here's a guy who's got to beat him, defending champion Mike Kudrowski. Kudrowski carrying that number one plate for Honda. But they ain't the only players. There's Roger DeCoster walking in front of our cameras. Riders like Eric Kehoe, formerly on the factory Suzuki, now on a privateer Honda, EXO Sport and Pro Circuit Honda. And the riders getting set for the final 125 moto. Bale and Kudrowski, that's where the attention's going to be. But this young gentleman can also be the spoiler. He's called the Chicken. That's Jeff Matasevich, and that's an interesting story how he got the nickname. We'll talk about that a little later. But here we go, the 125 moto number two. Kudrowski, number one. Bale, Jean-Michel Bale, number 22. Those are the numbers to watch. Here we go. A lot of riders, about 40 riders out in front. Looks like, I believe that is Ty Davis on a Honda. Hard to tell from here. 26 out in front. As the riders go after the leader. Now through the cottonwood trees and back down. That's number one, Kudrowski in second. We do know that. Kudrowski's got to stay in front of the Frenchman Bale and pass the privateer in front. Mike Kudrowski, number one, and that looks like Matasevich running in third. Kudrowski and Matasevich, formerly teammates on the Kawasaki team, now rivals. Matasevich on the Kawasaki and Kudrowski on the Honda. And there is Kudrowski, number one. And it looks like he's taking the lead. Yep, Kudrowski's out in front. Mike Kudrowski on the Blood Red Honda out of Canyon Country, California, just north of Los Angeles. And got a lot of experience in riding in hot weather. Number 26 running in second spot. And Matasevich trying to reel him in. And where's Bale? That's what the crowd here at Gainesville is asking. Where is the Frenchman? Look at the lead he's got. Here they come, bouncing up like human pogo sticks. It's number 20 in second, and that is Matasevich. So Matasevich is coming second, running in second behind his former teammate, Mike Kudrowski. These guys keep winning. They've got to shorten their names. Through the sand pits here at Gainesville. No problem. The Honda running extremely well. They're all water-cooled now, liquid-cooled 125s. Blue jersey of Matasevich. You can see it in second as he just went by a moment ago. The Mataz attack, they call it. But it's Kudrowski out in front now, number one. Look at the lead he's got. And there is Matasevich running in second spot. Kudrowski on that Ron Wood-tuned Honda RC 125. It's running well. There he is. No problem so far. Ron Wood, his mechanic, looks like Rob Lowe, and hopefully that's as far as the resemblance is. Just looks like it. And where is Bale? That's what the question the crowd is asking. Where is the Frenchman, Jean-Michel Bale? But Matasevich, his former teammate, Kudrowski's former teammate, second. They call him the Chicken. There he is, right over the jump. Got that name when he was a young child, and he began chasing a chicken around the backyard of a neighbor's house up in Northern California. A bunch of the neighbors are sitting out drinking beer, and suddenly there's Cooper, number 4, and he's running about 4th spot, and suddenly the chicken dropped dead. Matasevich didn't lay a hand on him. The chicken died, apparently from a heart attack, being chased by a young boy, and that was it. The name stuck. They called him the Chicken Man, Matasevich. But here's Kudrowski in front. And there's Matasevich in second. And Cooper has gone to third. And where's Bale? Apparently he is bailed out. No pun intended. Mike Kudrowski, 6'1", 155 pounds out in front. And there's Matasevich, and there's Cooper. And Cooper is giving the problem now to Matasevich. They're battling for second. Cooper about 5'7", 5'8". He's, whoa, look at him, he got him. Beautiful pass by Cooper on the inside. But Matasevich goes after him. And look at the crowd. They come alive. The first round, remember, they look like an oil painting, the crowd, and now they're suddenly coming alive because you got some Americans out in front. Matasevich takes back second. Kudrowski in front. The battle right now is for second place. And Cooper has gone back into second. And Matasevich, the Kawasaki pilot, is running in third. Yes, that's how it is. Number 4 is Guy Cooper of Stillwater, Oklahoma. And there's Bale. Bale suddenly coming into the fray in 4th spot. He's fought his way back up. But remember, Bale has got to pass Kudrowski to take this very important first moto overall win of 1990. So, number 1, Kudrowski in front. Number 4, Cooper in second. Number 20, Matasevich in third. And Bale now in 4th spot. The Frenchman. Good camera work by our crew here at Gainesville. You're seeing some exciting action. Next up, the 250 Final Moto. There's Cooper, and he is pulling away from Matasevich. There is Matasevich, back about 25 bike lengths. This could be an interesting finish now. Kudrowski will wrap up the overall, but who will be in second? Guy Cooper, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Second spot, and he is gaining on Kudrowski. Matasevich third, Bale 4th. Beautiful but warm day here under the hot Florida sun. 1st of April, 1990. Action at Gainesville. The battle of the 8-liter rocket ships. 2-wheel projectiles and men of steel on them. Larry Huffman on the microphone. John Reynolds, our engineer. Over the finish line jump goes Kudrowski. Cooper still holding on that beautiful 1990 yellow Suzuki, and there's Matasevich on the Kawasaki, and there's Bale. Now Bale is starting to reel in the other riders. Could be an interesting race. Plenty of racing left. Bale, the number 22 Frenchman, in 4th spot. But look at this. Look at Kudrowski. Look at Cooper move up on Kudrowski. Look at there. There's your second place rider. Cooper about 2 seconds behind him. And Matasevich about the same distance behind Cooper. The suspension of the modern motocross machine, such an improvement in just the last few years. It said just 4 or 5 years ago they had so much power they couldn't get them to the ground. They couldn't get that power to the ground to make it work. And now they've moved the suspension up a few notches to equal the power output, and so you've got a completely like a machine that is very, very complete, very fast, handles extremely well. There's Kudrowski, number 1, lapping the other riders. And in second spot is number 4, Guy Cooper. In third spot is Matasevich, and in 4th is Bale. The final 125 moto, and Kudrowski will take it overall if he can just hang tough a little longer and hold on to that checkered flag. The crowd always quiets down when there's not much of a race going on, and Cooper would like to change that. He'd like to make it a race. There's a distance between first and second. Kudrowski and Cooper. Gatorback has an interesting features. It's very sandy in certain places and very hard packed like the old Saddleback Park course and others. No shade. There is no shade. Nada here at Gainesville. Whoop, a problem back in the pack. That's number 8 is the only rider I can see with a single digit. Everybody's up. It was a low-speed right-hand turn that a couple guys went down on. Notice the riders wear chest protectors. Most of them do anyway. Protects their backs, their chest, their ribs, collarbones. There's Kudrowski. There's Cooper. Does not wear a chest protector, at least a complete chest protector. A lot of them don't like to wear them. They say it's too hot. Bale is running in 4th spot, trying to close on Matazovic. Cooper takes the inside line. A little rougher, but shorter inside line. And there's the outside line for Cooper. Kudrowski on the outside and or inside on that last turn, and they're both taking about the same turn. There's a rider who is tangled with some tires. 249. Looks like we don't have a name for him. He is going to retire, no pun intended. All right, here is Kudrowski. Moments away from the checkered flag in this final 125 moto here at Gainesville, Gatorback Raceway. "30 minutes plus 2 laps. And there is Cooper ripping off a tear-off off his face with his goggles in midair. A rear end bouncing around like a jackrabbit on whites. Used to be in the old days, a rider would come in with hands bleeding because the suspension just wasn't up to par. And now they say it's not quite akin to driving a Cadillac, but certainly a lot less of that shock gets through to the rider. It makes it a lot easier to race fast. The suspension is so good nowadays. Ruts developing here, and there's a rider almost going down. Manages to stay upright. All the factory teams here in force. First race of 1990. First AMA National Motocross race of 1990. Next up, Ricky Johnson. Can he come back and do it again here at Gainesville, the 250 class? Stanton will have something to say about that, I'll bet you. Kudrowski lapping the other riders, going by him so fast. And of course, it carries with it a danger because you can tangle with a slower rider who doesn't know you're there and who has a lot less talent and experience than you, and suddenly find yourself right in your head. It's happened to a lot of riders. Johnson last year with Storback, just in practice, he was taken out. White flag, 1 lap to go, and Kudrowski breathes a sigh of relief. And Honda would like to see a sweep. They'd like to see Kudrowski take it and then Johnson take it, or Stanton, and make it a Honda sweep here for the first national motocross of the 90s. These riders buy videos and for moto video to study them, to watch and learn a lot. And it's a way for you to find out how a rider turns and accelerates, handles jumps, handles passing situations. They'll study them. They've got libraries of these. Most of the riders do. It's a good way to relax and also better yourself in your riding. Pick up the little nuances that each rider boasts. We're in the final lap of this 125 National Motocross, and now Kudrowski waves to the fans. He's got to feel confident enough to do a little showboating here. The wave to the crowd as he heads for the checker, and the crowd gives him the accolades as he goes by. There it is, the checkered flag, and Kudrowski makes history by winning the first National Motocross of 1990. Let's check the official results coming up on the screen now. Should have Cooper in second. I believe he held on for the second. No, it was Bale passing him outside of our cameras, and Matazovic on the Kawasaki is third. And how does defending 125 national champion Mike Kudrowski feel about his inaugural victory in 1990?
it feels a little bit better. I had a good start in the second moto, and Bale was behind a little bit, and I just, made sure that he wasn't catching on me and just tried to maintain a good pace, and I like it better when he's behind me.
How'd the track hold up today?
Good. The track was, really good. This morning there was a couple ruts they left from amateur day, which made it a little bit tougher, and it sort of separated the guys a little bit better.
How's this going to affect you throughout the rest of the outdoors?
I think I'm off to a good start. Last year I had a first here, my first national win, and I got it again this year, and it kind of might be a repeat of next year. I hope so. And I'm just going to ride like this every weekend.
The Aruba High Wind Slalom Competition.
Dubach in front, Stanton running second. In third place, number 8, Damon Bradshaw. The dust coming up here a little bit now. Later in the day, here at Gatorback Raceway. In northern Florida, there's a picture of mid-pack, but out in front, it looks like it is number... I think that is number 8, Damon Bradshaw in front. Let's check as he comes a little closer. Little pockets of dust being kicked up around this very difficult Gainesville track. There's Stanton, number 1. And it looks like Stanton may have taken over the lead. There's number 8, Damon Bradshaw in second. Yes, Stanton is in front. Bradshaw looked good earlier and then faded real fast, but he's still running in the top 3. We'll check as they come around. Stanton, we've talked about him. Sherwood, Michigan. National champion. Supercross in 250 class. There's number 8, Damon Bradshaw. He's only a teenager, 17 years old, from Charlotte, North Carolina. This kid's got a lot of guts, though. He's a jet skier, water skier, and likes to go hunting in North Carolina when he's not racing. But he's being, whoa, look at this. Bradshaw comes out of nowhere and takes Stanton out, and Stanton's mad, and Stanton takes it back. Holy Toledo. And there's Johnson in third. They are passing it back and forth out in front, and now Stanton pulls away from Bradshaw. But for a moment, Bradshaw had his moment in the sun. Jeff Stanton, number 1 on the team Honda, the RC 250 Honda. There's Damon Bradshaw in second, number 8, and Ricky Johnson in third, number 13. A warm day here in Florida. And Johnson's going to try to make it a little warmer. But Bradshaw comes back. Oh, look at this. Stanton almost goes down, and Bradshaw takes it back. The fans are getting their money's worth here. Stanton almost went down, shut down the throttle just for a moment, and Bradshaw went by him like a snake oil salesman of the night. So it's Damon Bradshaw, the North Carolina native, in front, 17 years old. And Stanton is going to try to take it back from him. Horsepower, these guys are real close. The Yamaha and the Honda. Number 8, it's Bradshaw on the Yamaha, Stanton number 1 on the factory Honda. We should say both factory bikes. Although theoretically they're supposed to be stone stock. There goes Stanton on the outside. As the shadows start to lengthen, it becomes more and more difficult to see the ruts and the holes. And I think that might have been what happened to Stanton when he almost went down a moment ago. But you come from bright sunlight, and it is bright here in North Florida, into the shadows, and you can't see much of anything for just a moment. Bradshaw still in front. Stanton and Johnson battling for second. And there they are right there with Damon Bradshaw out in front. But right now, Ricky's got to pass Stanton to go after Bradshaw. And he goes past him on the inside. But Stanton is not going to back off. Jeff holds on. Who's it going to be in the turn? Johnson. Yep, Johnson holds on to the second place. And there's Bradshaw, number 8. The momentum of the battle for second has carried Stanton right on the back tire of Bradshaw. Here's your first 3, ladies and gentlemen. Damon Bradshaw, number 1, Jeff Stanton, number 1, Damon Bradshaw, number 8, and number 13, Ricky Ticky Johnson. Damon Bradshaw, 17 years old. If this were an R-rated movie, he couldn't even get in and see it. You believe that? The kid's only 17 years old, a high school senior in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he is right now leading the best riders in the world in the 250 class, at least in this country. He was. Stanton goes by on the inside. So it's Stanton in front. Bradshaw second. No, Bradshaw going back. Nope, it's going to be Stanton. Stanton holding on to the lead. Cracking the throttle, that big monster 250 Honda, and holding on to the lead. Now Johnson in third, right behind Bradshaw. it is probably a matter of time till before Johnson passes. Well, holy Toledo, look at this. Bradshaw has gone back in front. This kid doesn't know when to stop. Stanton in second, shaking his head, saying this kid is supposed to back off. And Bradshaw says, nee, I'm out in front. Bradshaw, 17 years old, in front. Stanton in second place. And Ricky Johnson watching the battle from third. Best race of the day, 250 Final Moto. And Stanton would like to stop Ricky and make it a Honda sweep, but put Stanton in front. And if this point, it'll be Jeff Stanton as the overall winner. Ricky Johnson all over the track in third spot, Stanton in second. Bradshaw, Stanton, and Johnson. Damon Bradshaw in the factory Yamaha, 17 years old. Switched back to Team Yamaha in 1990. He was a 125 East Coast 125 National Supercross champion. He's got a lot of experience for just being a teenager. Bradshaw. Getting the pressure now from Jeff Stanton. And Ricky is staying just far enough behind so he can pounce if there's any kind of an opening at all. But as I said a moment ago, the shadows are lengthening here at Gainesville. And when you go from bright sunlight, and it is bright in North Florida, into a shadow for just a moment, your eyes have to adjust. And that's where you can have a fall, and these guys are getting tired. Bradshaw goes out in front again. He was handlebar to handlebar with Stanton. He goes back in front. Now Stanton goes to the inside. Bradshaw will try to hold him to the outside, especially going into a turn, because if not, Stanton can break him, and that will put Bradshaw out. He's got to be on the inside of those turns if Stanton is anywhere near him. Over the jump, and Bradshaw apparently has gone off the track, and Stanton and Johnson are all alone. Oh, what a tough break for the young Yamaha rider. But the crowd's attention focused on Johnson and Stanton, and Johnson's got it. Ricky Johnson, for the first time, leads the second moto. But Stanton is on him like a cheap suit. He's not going to let him get out of the way. Johnson looks around the outside. You know Johnson's got to be thinking about that broken wrist last year and the fall with Storbeck. He does not want to get hurt again. It was put him out for a long time in 1989. So Stanton, carrying the #1 plate, has got to reel in his teammate and pass him without both of them going down. Look at how rough that track is getting. The second 250 moto. Johnson won the first one after a tremendous battle with Stanton, and it's a replay, and Johnson back in front for the second moto. Here's Stanton trying it. He does. A beautiful pass in midair. Sets Johnson up, goes by on the inside. Johnson's not going to do anything stupid. He backs off the throttle for just a moment. Let Stanton get out in front. And now Johnson reels him back in again. Johnson is trying to get to the inside on a turn so he can block past Stanton. Jeff Stanton, Sherwood, Michigan in front. Both these guys, 6'1½". Big guys, big motocross riders. Johnson on the inside, Stanton on the outside. Halfway flag up. Johnson trying to get a leg up on Stanton, and then they win back the other way, and Johnson's got it. He's out in front. Stanton knows he has to beat him to win overall. And there is number 8, Damon Bradshaw, back in the fray. Went off the track and came back in. So it is number 1, Jeff Stanton, holding on to that lead. Stanton was second in the first moto, and he's going to be second in this one unless he can pass Johnson. Ricky Johnson, number 1, or check that, Ricky Johnson, number 13, trying to reel in Jeff Stanton. They are swapping it back and forth like a Hollywood party. In the final half of the second 250 moto, the first 250 national of 1990. Stanton number 1, Johnson number 13. Here's Johnson again. Johnson to the inside. It's like a sword play with Johnson. He will feint, parry, and go right, try to go right around you, and that's exactly what he did. Ricky Johnson in front, back in control. Big crowd here today at Gatorback. Nope, and there is Stanton going back again. The lead switching so many times in this second moto. The rut's getting a little deeper and the shadows getting longer, which makes it very difficult to read them. And the track is constantly changing. There's Damon Bradshaw back up again, but still out of contention for the overall or even the win here. They are lapping the 3-digit riders, 3 digits denoting less experienced riders. National champion, number 1. Stanton took it last year when Ricky went out at this race 1 year ago, and that was it for Ricky for 1989. Bradshaw wobbling a little bit, trying to get back into the top 3 after going off the track earlier. It looks like at this point Stanton has got this one wrapped up, but Johnson, don't count Ricky Johnson out. Johnson is a very intelligent rider. He will wait until the right moment and then make his move. And in the meantime, he's putting on a good show. There's Johnson to the inside. There's the move. Now Stanton says no. And Stanton holds on to the lead. Johnson on the inside, going to try to drive Stanton out. He does. A beautiful move. He pushed Stanton to the outside, and that was it. Ricky went by. You've got to wonder physically about Johnson. Wrist last year at this race, that was it for the year. It's taking a tremendous pounding, but right now he's in control. Exciting, close action racing here in Florida. And Bradshaw. Bradshaw was 3rd in the first moto. He's running about 11th now. Both these riders very similar physically, both over 6'1", about the same weight, very low body fat percentage on both these guys. They are in incredible shape, and they've got to be to take the pounding they're taking today. On a hot day like this, they'll start drinking water 3 days in advance, and they will drink a lot of water, literally waterlog themselves to withstand the humidity and the heat here in Florida. Now, complete parts of the track in the shadows, which just makes it that much tougher to get around here. White flag, 1 lap to go, and that's what Johnson's been looking for. So Stanton, again, here's the scenario. Stanton was 2nd to Johnson in the first moto, and Johnson is leading this moto. If Stanton passes him, he will win overall. So Stanton has got to pass Johnson. The second moto I would judge to be a much faster moto because of the speed these guys are hitting, the speeds they're hitting. And this is the final lap. Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming down to the wire. Is it going to be Stanton or Johnson? And I got to put my money on Johnson. He is just so tenacious. So tenacious. He's so hard to pass when he gets in front. The crowd cheering him on, and Johnson is holding onto the lead. I don't know for how long. Stanton is looking for a mistake. The two Honda pilots way out in front. Stanton could be setting him up for a pass. The final seconds of this moto. The crowd starting to come alive. Johnson blocking every chance he can. Stanton looking, trying to go by, feinting, parrying, trying to go around him. Johnson looks to be tiring just a little bit. He wobbled. Here's going to be the checkered. Is it going to be Johnson or Stanton? It's going to be Johnson! And Stanton in midair almost gets him. An incredible picture photograph finish. Look at this. The final feet. Johnson in front. Stanton looking for a way to go around him. Now watch this. Here's where Johnson was wobbling. Look at him, almost going down. The front wheel almost washing out. The final turn, the checkered flag ahead. Now watch Stanton's strategy. He goes to the inside, now to the outside. That could have cost him the race right there. Now look at this in midair. That close. Johnson takes it. Stanton is second. Ronnie Tishner, where was Ronnie? Finishes third. Johnson is back. History by winning the first National Motocross of 1990.
This week, the national championships move on to Sacramento in California.
From Sacramento, California, in the Prairie City Off-Highway Vehicle Park, this is the 22nd Annual Hangtown Motocross Classic. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman. The top 250 and 125 riders in the nation gather here today for one of the oldest motocrosses on the AMA national calendar. We've been doing this since the 1960s, the late 60s. And the story, one of the early stories today, is the mud. An excessive amount of watering on the track has left a lot of mud on the bikes. And the mechanics and their helpers getting the bikes cleaned off to get rid of that excess weight. One of the superstars of motocross and a dominant factor here over the years, Rick Johnson, not here today. He suffered a broken hand at Daytona last month at the Supercross. But defending champion Jeff Stanton is here. He's ready.
It's going to be really fast today. Real high speed, a lot of long straightaways with a lot of jumps in it. It fits my style. I won here last year, so looking forward to going out and winning again.
I've won the first one at Gainesville, and now we're at Sacramento, so hopefully I can do it again here, and then maybe I'll like the 125 a little bit better.
How's the competition today?
Jean-Michel Bale's probably the toughest because he can ride the ruts real well. And Jeff Matasevich was riding pretty good. And so I think those two guys, and always Mike Kudrowski's good. He's a consistent rider. But I don't know, it could be any number of riders that could win.
A crowd of over 14,000 sitting on the sun-drenched hills here at Prairie City Off-Highway Vehicle Park. And they're seeing some incredible racing. The next round is at Axton, Virginia, a track built by Gary Bailey, the professor of motocross, and that's going to be an interesting race. That's coming up next. We'll be covering that action next. But coming up in just a few moments, the next 125 moto, and this crowd is ready for it. They're happy about Ward winning. Over 14,000. Okay, we're ready to go for the second and final 125 race. The battle between Jean-Michel Bale and Guy Cooper, France against America. And here's the start. Bale on the Honda, Cooper on the factory Suzuki. They rocket down the front straightaway, and who's it going to be? Is it going to be a red or a yellow bike or a green or a white bike in front? And it looks like Cooper on the inside taking the whole shot. Number 4, Guy Cooper in front. And who is running in second spot? Well, I'm not sure, but it's Cooper out in front. Cooper, number 4, from Stillwater, Oklahoma, 5 feet 7 of the Oklahoma Wildman in front. And in second spot looks to be Ricky Ryan. Yes, it's 8:35. Rick Ryan out of San Jose, California. Rick Ryan is an interesting rider. He was racing in Europe last year and came back and is on a privateer Honda trying to make it in the American Motocross Nationals. So it's Guy Cooper, 5'7". In second place, Ricky Ryan. Ryan only about 5'4". He's so small he could be the groom on his own wedding cake. But he's got the heart of a lion. And he will give Cooper a battle if he can reel him in. Now remember, Ryan is on a privateer Honda. Looks like Kudrowski running up there in about 34. Oh, Ryan getting sideways. Almost landing and going right out of his head. When you see a rider doing that when he's not showboating, that means he's pushing too far and going over the edge. And Ryan almost went down. I was with Ricky Ryan 4 years ago in Calgary at the Supercross, and he broke his leg very bad, battling with the Canadian national champion, Ross Rollerball Peterson. And Ryan spent a couple nights in the hospital in Calgary before being airlifted back to California. Badly broken leg. And Ryan was racing in Europe last year, decided to come back. It's totally different in Europe. Not like racing in America. They'll tell you the different money, the different foods, the crossing the borders. So Ryan has opted to come back to America and race this year. So it is Cooper in front, Ryan running second. Here's Cooper, number 4. Bale is running back about 9th, we understand, and is moving up fast. Hangtown National Motocross action here today. And there is number 80, and he is moving up, Talon Boland. There's your leader, number 4, Guy Cooper, Stillwater, Oklahoma. His wife, a very pretty blonde, a devout born-again Christian. There's Ricky Ryan in second, and here is, look at this, Mike Kudrowski in third. Kudrowski, the Polish rifle, into third spot. But he is having a battle back there. That looks like number 80, I believe, Talon Boland. Boland on a Kawasaki, giving Stanton a battle for third. Bale is up to 5th. Jean-Michel Bale is up to 5th and coming on like a runaway freight train. Talon Boland into third spot and is pressuring Ricky Ryan. The second and final moto in the 125 Nationals. Now, Cooper has never won for Suzuki. Here he is, number 4. Guy Cooper on a factory Suzuki. He has never won on a Suzuki yet. Finished second in the first moto to the Frenchman, Bale. Looks behind him, trying to pad that lead. And the word is that Bale is in about 5th spot and closing now on 4th. So we could see a battle between Cooper and Bale. There's number 22. That's Bale. And Bale is up to, we believe, 4th or 5th at this point and charging. As I said, like a runaway freight train. Meanwhile, look at the lead that young Guy Cooper has. 5'7", 145 pounds. Likes to jet ski and mountain bike ride. A lot of these riders are turning to mountain bikes to save their knees because they take such a tremendous pounding. Looks like Boland has moved up. There's your leader. Let's try to get a look at him now. Second place, there was a battle for second between Ryan. It looks like Boland may have gone into second. Power Sports video crew doing an excellent job here at Kingtown. The 22nd running. Yes, Boland has gone to second. Talon Boland is second. Ricky Ryan, they're in third. Ryan is fading. And there is number 1, Kudrowski, trying to move up in about 3rd or 4th spot. Apparently, Bale is right around him. We'll watch and see the dust becoming a factor now. As the day wears on, very, very dry and very, very warm now. Upper 80s, and the dust is beginning to be a factor. Larry Huffman calling the action here for your Power Sports video. John Reynolds directing. And our crew doing an incredible job. There's number 1. That's Kudrowski, and Kudrowski moving up. Kudrowski up to about 3rd now. Kudrowski, a former Kawasaki rider, brought up under the tutelage of Roy Johnson, the race director for Kawasaki. There is number 1, Stanton, moving up. And Kudrowski signed with Honda at the beginning of this year. That's number 22 right there behind Stanton, and they are battling. Back and forth they go. Number 22, Jean-Michel Bayle. And Stanton battling for third, but here is your leader, number 4. The crowd is anticipating a charge by Bayle. Kudrowski, I said Stanton, I meant Kudrowski. Kudrowski, number 1. Kudrowski and Bayle are battling for third. And there's Bayle. It looks like he's broken away from Kudrowski. And Jean-Michel Bayle would like nothing better to get a shot at young Guy Cooper because he's got to pass Cooper. There's Cooper, and there's Bayle. You can see him coming over the jump now. So here it is. Cooper in front, number 4. Bayle, number 22, running in second spot. And Kudrowski, the Polish rifle, in third, defending 125 national champion. Dave Arnold, the racing manager for Honda. They have traditionally had the bucks, and they've been criticized for buying riders. They also build very fast motorcycles, and few people point out that once a rider switches to Honda, he usually wins. There's Bayle, the Frenchman. And remember, Bayle has been tutored by 6-time world champion Roger DeCoster, who won those 6 titles on a Suzuki. Then DeCoster, after he won his final title, flew back to the States and met with Suzuki and said, I want to ride for Suzuki on his own money. And Suzuki turned him down. He wanted to go on as an advisor, and so Honda picked him up, and they said, we know our bikes aren't that good. Roger developed them, and Roger did. Roger DeCoster, a very excellent engineer. Talon Bolin there trying to reel in Bayle. Jean-Michel Bayle, number 22, in second spot and closing now on Guy Cooper. Ricky Ryan has faded way back into mid-pack. He had a moment of glory there when he was battling out in front and then faded fast. Ryan in his mid-20s out of San Jose, California. The injuries and the tremendous strain of racing over the years have started to take their toll on young Mr. Ryan. Crowd cheering on Cooper. He's the favorite, no question about it. Now here's the situation, ladies and gentlemen, the scenario as we enter the final laps of this 125 National Moto. This young man here, out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, number 4, Guy Cooper, has got to stay in front of Bayle if he wants to win overall. And there's Bayle like a mad dog, like a pit bull in second spot, and he's closing. And the crowd is responding. Here is the battle. They go into traffic. Number 4, Cooper, has got to stay in front of Bayle. If Bayle passes him, then Bayle wins overall, and Cooper has never won yet on a Suzuki. Very dissimilar racing styles, very dissimilar stature. Cooper is only 5'7". Bayle is 6'1½". And the racing team managers are watching intently this battle. But it is ask no quarter, give no quarter, as Jean-Michel Bayle, number 22, is stalking Cooper. But the question is, can he get around him? Well, Cooper's going to do everything he can to block him, and he's going to use traffic, as we saw Ward do in the last moto, to Stanton, if he can. Now, here's Bayle and here's Cooper. And now it comes down to a question of who wants to win more and who is in the physical shape. The arms pumping up now, the tremendous pounding they're taking. These are quarter-liter rocket, check that, 1/8-liter rocket ships, 125s. Here's Bayle on the inside. And Cooper says, nope, not yet. You're not going to get me yet. Now Bayle goes and cuts him off. A beautiful pass. And Cooper comes right back. We're talking about a Donnybrook, ladies and gentlemen. Bayle got by, and Cooper did not fade. He went right back again on the inside and passed him. Guy Cooper in front. Suzuki mounted, has yet to win a race on the factory Suzuki. Now they're coming into traffic. Bayle dropping back. What happened? Bayle suddenly dropped back several bike lengths. Well, we're trying to get the word if there's some kind of a problem with Bayle, because he has suddenly dropped way, way back. Look at this. Look at the lead that Cooper's got. John Reynolds, our director, talked with Cliff White, who is Bale's mechanic, and White said that Bale landed in the soft sand and twisted his ankle. What a present for Cooper, and it's Bale's birthday today, his 21st birthday. Bale apparently came off a jump, landed in soft sand, and twisted his ankle, and that gives Cooper a tremendous lead in the final lap. Look at Cooper wave to the crowd. You can always tell the pressure's off when these guys start showboating. Look at Cooper, pancake, and the crowd loves it. We're on the final lap, and Bale just bailed out. No pun intended. So Guy Cooper is on his way to his first overall win on the factory Suzuki, the RM250. The final lap of the Stillwater, Oklahoma Madman. Guy Cooper is heading for the checkered flag. And the people, look at the crowd, look at the corner workers cheer him on. They want to see him win. And that's not to take anything away from the Frenchman. But you've got the Americans cheering on their own. Guy Cooper, poetry in motion. This kid is making no mistakes whatsoever. Only in his mid-20s. He's got a lot of experience. There's Bale in second spot. He's not gone down. He just landed hard. But that will give the overall win to Cooper if they finish like that, and you can tell that Cooper is pumped. Checkered flag, and Cooper's got it. The crowd happy about that. Guy Cooper takes the overall win here at Hangtown by virtue of his second moto win. Bale will take second overall. Kudrowski on the Honda finishes third.
The track's so fast out there that you just don't want to make any major mistakes. If you know, the 250 class, a lot of people threw it away, but it was getting rougher and rougher. So if there was another moto to be run now, it'd even be trickier because there was holes coming out where you wouldn't even expect it. It'd be a big chug.
First one after being knocked down on the first turn of the first lap. And here we go, and Ward's going to make sure he doesn't get knocked down on this one. Let's see what happens. It looks like a Kawasaki number 3 Ward in front. Being pressured, but he takes the lead. Jeff Ward in front. Up over the jumps. And where is Stanton? Stanton was second in the first moto, remember. And here is Wardy. It's goodbye, Katie, bar the door. Look at the lead he's got already. Looks behind him. Nobody behind him. So Jeff Ward, an incredible hole shot there, out in front. He is riding beautifully early in the moto. A little bit of a battle out behind him. Bradshaw, Ward battling back in second and third. Damon Bradshaw on the Yamaha battling Larry Ward on the Suzuki back there. You can see him battle there. There's a 3-man battle for second. Let's take a look at that. There's number 7, and that's Doug Duvak. So Duvak, Bradshaw, and Larry Ward are battling for second. Holy Toledo, look at the lead Ward's got. He could stop for lunch. Well, not really, but it's still a tremendous lead early in this moto, the second moto. There's number 7, Doug Duvak of Costa Mesa on the factory Yamaha running second. Oh, Yamaha has not done well. Look, they're signaling Ward out the lead he's got. It's a country mile. The glory days of the late 70s when Bob Hurricane Hanna was the shining star for Yamaha under the tutelage of Kenny Clark. And it's been a while since Yamaha has done that well in motocross. Clark was retired last year by Yamaha. And he was a brilliant tactician. Helped Kenny Roberts win the World Championship. That's number 17, Larry Ward. Let's see where Ward stands. Ward on the factory Suzuki, the Northwest rider, now living in Society Hill, South Carolina. But it is number 3, Jeff Ward, who last year became the only rider to win championships in all classes of motocross. 125, 250, 500, and Supercross. Nobody's done it before Jeff Ward. Well, we can wait here a few minutes. There's second place. That's 17, Larry Ward. And looks like Tishner behind him. There's Stanton, number 1, moving up. Could be a race if Stanton can move up and battle Ward and pass Ward. Stanton riding like a madman. With the mud, the blood, and the beer here at Hangtown. Look at these guys go through the air. That's Stanton, number 1, moving up. But it is Ward's race so far, and Ward is a wily, seasoned veteran of motocross. He's been racing about 21 years now, longer than anybody else. Started on a mini bike. And I was announcing Costa Mesa Speedway back in the early 70s when Ward would come out and race on a mini bike in halftime. I have a great picture of my daughter, who at the time was about 4 years old, giving a trophy to Jeff Ward for winning a mini bike race. And Ward did not want to kiss her. And she's cute. Ward's changed. He's got a beautiful girlfriend now, let me tell you. There's Ward into traffic. Number 3, moving up out in front, passing traffic at will. The crowd not really that excited in this second 250 moto. They'd like to see Ward win. He's a Californian. But you won't see him get excited until Ward starts getting pressured. At this point, he's not pressured at all. Kind of sit back and watch Ward and watch his technique. You can learn a lot. And remember that the other riders, they're 17. That's Larry Ward battling Stanton for second. And behind him, number 8, Damon Bradshaw. Bradshaw on the factory Yamaha. Remember that the riders will buy these tapes and watch them and study them. It's very valuable to learn how they pass, how they break pass, how they start. Larry Ward trying to move up on Jeff Ward. They are no relation. They're from different parts of the country. Here's Ward, number 3. Ward continues to lead with no problems at all, lapping slower riders almost at will. The second 250 moto, the 22nd annual Hangtown Motocross Classic. There's 17 being pressured by number 8, 17 Ward and 8 Bradshaw. That's the race right there. The battle between number 17, Suzuki's Larry Ward, and number 8, Yamaha's Damon Bradshaw, Charlotte, North Carolina. We said earlier, over 14,000 sun-drenched fans here at Prairie City Off-Highway Vehicle Park. And right now the battle, and there's a pass, a beautiful pass by number 8, Bradshaw. Halfway through the race, number 8, Bradshaw, has taken over second. Can he stay upright? Well, right now, Damon Bradshaw is on the gas and closing on Ward. But the question is, it looks to me like he's riding a little over his head. Can he stay upright? Here's Ward. Now, Ward is cruising. He knows when to conserve energy and when to conserve his tremendous drive. He's being pressured by number 8, Damon Bradshaw. But Bradshaw back quite a ways. There's Bradshaw landing hard. Now, that's a bad sign. Bradshaw is overextending himself, landing extremely hard. He is in second spot, closing on Ward, but can he stay upright? The dust becoming a factor now. And behind Bradshaw, number 17, Larry Ward. And where is Jeff Stanton? Mid-pack. Wardy goes by. He knows this. He's an old veteran of motocross wars. Won a lot of races. And Jeff will extend himself just enough to win this race. He will not take any chances, do anything stupid. Whoa, who's that? Number 412, a rider down, and another rider, that's number 6, Tishner. There's number 7, Doug Duboc, and there's Stanton. We wondered where Stanton was. Stanton running mid-pack. Stanton on the gas, trying to move up. Rider down is, could be Bradshaw. Looks to be hurt. I believe that was Bradshaw who went down, and it looks like now Stanton is pressing number 7, Doug Duboc. That's Stanton right there, number 1. Doug Duboc in second, going after Wardy. So Stanton, don't count this guy out. The Sherwood, Michigan Flash. Don't count him out. Wardy beat him in the first moto, and that's Bradshaw, and Bradshaw is out. Out of the race. Riding way over his head. Trying just too hard, and this round is unforgiving here at Sacramento. Tough break. Yellow flag. Stanton going in front of number 7, Duboc. So Stanton has gone to second. Yellow flag means they can pass. It means just be careful. But they can pass under the yellow, unlike other types of racing like NASCAR. So Jeff Stanton has fought his way from a bad start, mid-pack start, first lap, has gone into second, ahead of number 7, Doug Duboc. Stanton won here last year. He could do it again. Defending 250 national champion. A couple years younger than Wardy. Doug Duboc has not given up yet on Stanton. He's going to the inside. Nope, Stanton's staying away from him. Doesn't want to cause any problems, and both of them tangle and go down. You saw what happened to Ward that last moto when Ward was run over. Stanton in second with a ferocious bulldog, Doug Duboc. The Yamaha rider in third, and now Stanton is starting to pull away. Larry Huffman calling the action for you today here at Hangtown. Ward looks over. He's out in front. He'll get a signal from his pit crew, from his mechanic, as to where second place is. Another rider down. Tough track here at Hangtown. Starting to take its toll. The dust, certainly a factor, although it's a pretty darn good track. Staying together pretty well. Wardy does not want to get hurt. He's been hurt before, and he's ridden hurt. White flag. A lap to go. As a young warrior is hauled off on a stretcher, and boy, these riders do not want to be taken off on a stretcher. They'll walk off even if they've got a broken leg, if it's at all possible. But I believe that's Damon Bradshaw, and he's out of it. And Stanton making a charge, but it looks like Wardy has got this one wrapped up. Stanton in second. It'll be first and second, Ward and Stanton. Remember, Ward only picked up 15 points for his 13th place at Gainesville last month. So Wardy will be back in the top 10 with this one. He can hold on for a few more feet. Corner workers, they love Wardy. They cheer him on. It's California, not a native, born in Glasgow, Scotland, 28 years ago, but he's been here since he was 4 years old. And they love him. Checkered flag coming out, and Jeff Ward is going to go into the history books as winning this Hangtown National, the 22nd annual. And look at the crowd cheer him on. They love him. Stanton way back. He's in second, but he's quite a ways back. Tom Morgan did the mechanical work for Wardy, and he's one of the best mechanics in the business. And that bike has stayed together, that KX250. 250, two-wheel projectile. Checkered flag coming out. Wardy in the final lap cruising. He knows he's got this thing wrapped up. Here it is. He's got it. And Jeff Ward takes the accolades of the crowd, wins it. Stanton is second. Doug Duboc on the Yamaha finishing third.
Did somebody drill you? Did it happen all by yourself in that first turn when you went down? Tell me about that.
Well, I went to the first turn, you know, pretty clean, and I just broke a little early because I had nobody on the inside of me, and somebody on the inside didn't quite shut off as soon as I did.
After 2 rounds of the American Nationals, Frenchman Jean-Michel Bayle leads the 125 Moto, while Jet Ward heads the pack in the 250s. We've reached round 3 in Axton, Virginia.
From Axton, Virginia, this is round 3 in the AMA 125 and 250 National Championship Motocross Series at David Bailey's Lake Sugar Tree Motocross Park. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman. A good crowd of approximately 6,000 spectators turning out. The weather in the mid-70s, overcast conditions, but everybody's ready to go. After 2 rounds, 125 class, the Frenchman, Jean-Michel Bayle, 94 points. Second, Guy Cooper with 83. And Mike Kudrowski in third with 69. And Bayle has an 11-point lead going in.
I ride very good in a couple of last race in Supercross, and I am first in a championship in 125, and now I have to ride very fast for try to win every race.
There's a lot of semi-fast guys out there, and I think if you get a bad start and you're behind them, it's going to take you a little bit to get around them, and I think the top runners, if they're out in front, they're going to pull away a little bit. It's going to be real tough to close the gap on them.
Directly now to the 125 final moto of the day. Now remember, Cooper won the first, but Cooper has won 4 opening motos in the 125 class here at Axton in its 5-year history. So Cooper is hot. The question, can he beat Matasevich and the rest of them, including Bayle? And here we go to the first turn. It is Matasevich. The Chicken Man takes the second moto start. Cooper, Kehoe. And here's a problem. 3 riders down. All 3-digit numbers. Matasevich in front, and Cooper's on his back tire. The Chicken Man versus the Stillwater, Oklahoma native. Number 27, Stevenson running third, but there it is, Matasevich and Cooper. And Cooper knows if he wants an overall win, he should win this race, depending on what happens behind him. He won the first moto. Jeff Matasevich on the factory Kawasaki in front. Cooper running second. Denny Stevenson on the factory Suzuki in third. And they are hot and heavy in this moto, this 125 final moto of the day. It's still Matasevich in third spot. Fourth spot, Bayle, number 22. Got a bad start in the first moto, but Bayle is on the gas in the second one. Matasevich in front. Cooper running second. Then 27, Stevenson in third. 125 action here at Lake Sugar Tree on an overcast day, but the dust coming up and becoming more and more of a factor. Jeff, the Chicken Man Matasevich, leading the Supercross standings. 20 years old, out of La Habra Heights, California. Cooper in second, Stevenson third, and Bayle trying hard not to bail out in fourth. Cooper knows this track. He almost owns it. He's won here 4 times, the opening moto in the last 5 years. Putting the pressure on Matasevich, but Matasevich doesn't take well to that. He is a seasoned veteran, even though just a kid. Barely 20 years old. Drives a Porsche Turbo and a Toyota 4x4, and his insurance runs him $10,000 a year. I asked him why, and he says, well, I've had a few tickets. When you're Matasevich and you're making over $100,000 from Kawasaki, you can afford it. True story. Here's Cooper on the inside trying to get a wheel, and he does! And he takes it away from Matasevich. Stevenson still running in third, Bayle in fourth. So it is Guy Cooper on the factory Suzuki in front. And now it is Jeff Matasevich's turn to play catch-up to Cooper. Second and final 125 moto, ladies and gentlemen, Power Sports Video. Larry Huffman on the microphone. And Guy Cooper is opening up the lead on his factory RM Suzuki. Denny Stevenson on the factory Suzuki running in third spot. That's Cooper's teammate. And Bayle is still in fourth. All right, there's your leader, number 4, and that's Guy Cooper. But Matasevich goes down on the other side of this hill. There's Stevenson. Now Kudrowski in the third spot. So the situation changes after the lead. Cooper still in front, number 4, and then Stevenson, number 27, in second spot. Also on a factory Suzuki. The young lions of motocross today. And Mike Kudrowski, number 1, is in third, and Bale should be in fourth. We'll watch for him. Guy Cooper having no problems whatsoever. Here's Stevenson, and there is Bale behind him. Bale, a very determined rider. The Frenchman has learned the American tracks well and picked up a lot of experience, and he is leading this 125 championship. But right now, he is not being able to reel in number 4, your leader, Guy Cooper. Cooper won the first moto, remember, and he is leading the second moto in the 125 class. And here comes Guy Cooper, number 4, but look at him on his back tire. Kudrowski into second. And Mike Kudrowski from Canyon Country on the factory blood red Honda in second. It is Suzuki against Honda. And look at the back of Kudrowski's leathers, apple pie. I have no idea what it means, ladies and gentlemen. But he can put whatever he wants to on there. He's the champion. All right, on the gas is number 4, Cooper, who won the first moto. And again, we said won 4 of the 5 opening motos in the last 5 years here at Lake Sugar Tree. And he's looking good in this second and final 125 moto, with Kudrowski staying close enough to keep him honest. The rolling pine forested hills of Virginia, Axton, Virginia. Lake Sugar Tree. AMA motocross action, round 3. Cooper looking for an overall win here today, and I don't know, he might have it. But right now, the Honda of Mike Kudrowski is making things a little bit interesting for Cooper. Over the jumps, still staying on top is Cooper. But Kudrowski right on his back tire. Forget Bale and everybody else behind him. This is where the action is today. Bale's in third. There's Bale, number 22. And here, no, still holding on is Cooper. Kudrowski can't seem to get him. He's trying every trick in the book, and then some, and there he is. Kudrowski's got him. Mike Kudrowski goes by Cooper and takes over the lead. White flag, 1 lap to go. Now, it could get interesting. Bale goes to the inside, Cooper to the outside. This is for the overall, ladies and gentlemen. And it comes down to this. The Frenchman against the American. Number 4, Cooper. Number 22, Bale. Forget Kudrowski. He's in front, but he can't win overall. Here's Bale to the inside. Cooper stays on it through the trees. Cooper in front, Bale to the inside again. Now Bale putting the pressure pass. Bale goes around and Cooper tries to take it back. This is for the overall victory at Lake Sugar Tree. Bale has taken control in the last lap. And Cooper, we're going to find out what this kid is made of. Bale, oh, Cooper's off the track. That's it. That's it. Bale looks behind him. Goodbye, Cooper. Because legally, according to the rules, Cooper has got to enter the track at the point in which he exited. So he has to turn around, go back on where he took out those pennants, and goodbye, Bale has this one wrapped up. What a tough break for Cooper. He led Bale for so long. And don't forget, Kudrowski is your leader overall, but it'll be Bale taking home the bacon in this one for the overall national win. And Cooper, let's take a look at it. In slow motion, Bale on the inside. Cooper cuts back. Now watch what happens. Bale, a very intelligent rider, Bale. He sets him up again. Cooper almost runs into Bale. Bale in front, Cooper riding a little bit over his head. As they come around, Cooper will go off the track. There it is, right there. Bale might have forced him to the outside. And Cooper knows he can't, legally he can't come back into this point. He's got to re-enter the track at where he went off it. So Bale has got this one wrapped up and the money spent, and Honda is jumping up and down, the Honda people in their pits. Bale's going to win another one. Mike Kudrowski in the lead, but it is Jean-Paul Bale in second, Guy Cooper in third. And I would say for the most part, the fans are disappointed. They would like to see an American win overall here today at Lake Sugar Tree, Virginia. Bale looks around behind him. He's got all the time in the world. Crowd saluting Bale. Here he waves to him. You're picking up the fans in this country, Bale. He gets a wobble there as he lands. Lands hard. That track's hard. Certain points of it, a lot of it's sandy and loamy. But Bailey, one of the best track builders in the country, there's a checkered flag. He built a beautiful track. John Michael Bale wins it. Guy Cooper is second. Kudrowski is third. And that will give Bale the overall win today. And the question is, can Ward take the overall win in the 250 class? And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, the first moto was bizarre. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here they come. To the inside, it is Bradshaw. Damon Bradshaw goes out in front on the factory Yamaha. And look at the battle for second. Wardy moving up in there. Tishner, Stanton right in the middle of them. Damon Bradshaw, number 8. In front. And in second spot looks to be Jeff Ward on the Kawasaki number 3. There's Bradshaw out in front. And there goes Stanton trying to go into second spot. And Stanton's got second. Wardy back about 4th spot at this point. Got a good start, faded back. And it is Damon Bradshaw in front with Jeff Stanton in second. Now remember what happened in the first motos. Bradshaw did something I have never seen before in a motocross or in a race. While leading, he moved over and waved Stanton by twice. And Wardy sat in third and just shook his head. And somebody talked to Bradshaw after the first heat. He said, I just didn't feel comfortable out in front. I thought I could beat Stanton. I knew the lines. But that was not to be. And Wardy says, I don't know what he did, you know, it don't make no sense to me. But right now, it's a replay of the first moto. I have a feeling that Bradshaw's not going to let Stanton over. I think somebody at Yamaha talked to this boy and said, you don't do that. This is very, very stupid. If you get out in front, you don't let them go by. So Bradshaw on the gas now, Stanton running in second spot. We should see Wardy running in third, just outside our camera range. Nope, that's not Wardy. That's number 6, Ronnie Tishner. Tishner running, and that's Ward in fourth. All right, here's the standings. It is Bradshaw in front. In second spot, Stanton. Bradshaw on the Yamaha, Stanton on the Honda. Then in third spot, Ronnie Tishner on the Suzuki out of Palm Harbor, Florida. And then Wardy on the factory Kawasaki in fourth. Ward won the first moto, remember. Stanton was second. And Bradshaw and Stanton are now leading 1 and 2 in this race with Tishner third and Wardy fourth. The final 250 moto of the day. Jeff Stanton, defending champion, points leader. But what's going to happen after today? Lake Sugar Tree, Virginia. Larry Huffman calling the action for you. For Power Sports Video. Bradshaw is showing none of the behavior he exhibited in the first moto. He's not letting Stanton get close to him and certainly not waving him by. There's Bradshaw, and there is Stanton in second spot, and we should see Tishner coming over the hill in third. No, it's Ward. Ward's past Tishner. Jeff Ward has gone to third. Tishner in fourth, and now Wardy goes after Stanton. Again, Ricky Johnson not racing today, out still with injuries, got banged up at the Daytona Supercross. And so Johnson has had a hot and cold year, actually a couple of years. But it is Damon Bradshaw in this race, and you got to wonder, is he going to pull it off all the way through? Or is he going to let somebody else go by? There's Wardy in third, and there is Bradshaw in front. Damon Bradshaw, just 18 years old. Actually, not quite 18. He's only 17. Be 18 on July 19th. A lot of maturity here. And he probably learned a lot from that first moto. He's 6 feet tall, 155 pounds. Likes to jet ski and water ski and go hunting in Charlotte, North Carolina. Bradshaw's got a lot of experience. He was the 89 125 East Coast Supercross champion and won 7 125 races during the 89 Camel Supercross Series. So he is no stranger to Victory Circle. Damon Bradshaw in front. In second spot, Jeff Stanton. Now, Stanton has got a long, long list of wins behind his name. Switched from Yamaha to Team Honda at the beginning of 1989. Picked up $50,000 for winning the first Camel Supercross Championship in '89 by finishing 5th at Oklahoma City. There's Wardy, currently running 3rd. Also, an interesting point on Stanton, he was one of the members of the American team, the Motocross the Nations team last year in 1989. But it is Damon Bradshaw doing an incredible job at this moto. There's Wardy. Now Wardy coming up on Stanton, putting the pressure on Jeff Stanton. Stanton knows he's there. Ward to the outside. Stanton now drives him all the way out, almost takes out the front wheel. Wardy all over the track on the KX 250, trying to get around Stanton. Now Ward goes back to the inside. Now to the outside. Around him, does he have him? No. Stanton slams the screen door right in his puss. Handlebar to handlebar racing. Forget Bradshaw. He's way out in front. It is Stanton and Ward going at it hammer and tong here at Lake Sugar Tree, Virginia. Two different lines there. You can see him. And Wardy takes the inside and drives Stanton to the outside. Well, excuse me. Jeff Ward has taken over second place ahead of Stanton, and he's looking for an overall victory here today. Jeff Ward won the first moto. He is in second now. If he finishes like this, he will be the overall winner. Because in Moto 1, Stanton was second. Bradshaw was third after waving Stanton by. Wouldn't that be interesting if Bradshaw won today in this moto but did not win the overall because of letting Stanton by in the first moto? You will not find that happen to a more seasoned rider. That does not happen. Like Ward. Ward would not do that. But Jeff's been racing for, what, 22 years now. He started when he was 7. He's 29 years old now. So Bradshaw can do nothing. He is out in front, but that doesn't matter now. If Ward finishes in front of Stanton, Ward has taken the win here in Virginia, the Battle of Lake Sugar Tree. And it looks like that's exactly what Wardy's going to do. Wardy coming up on a lapped rider. Bradshaw in front, Ward running second, Stanton third. Ronnie Tishner, who was battling earlier with Stanton and Ward, is running fourth. Mike LaRocco fifth. Mike Fisher in sixth spot. Johnny O'Mara, Ward's teammate, in seventh. John Dowd on a Kawasaki eighth. Larry Ward ninth, and Fred Andrews 10th. That's unofficial. Here is Stanton, and he is running in third spot. The rolling green hills, the pine-covered hills of David Bailey's estate here at Axton, Virginia, Lake Sugar Tree, where David rides a specially prepared, modified Honda quad around here. He is a paraplegic after that accident, the CMC race practice accident back in 1980, I believe 86, early part of 86. And so Bailey rides a jet ski fitted with a pontoon device around the lake, and also a quad. David Bailey, his father Gary Bailey, built the track. One of the great talents and one of the truly nice guys in Supercross, David Bailey, and a tragedy when his career was ended so early and so abruptly. A nicer guy you will not find. He's here today watching. David Bailey. And you go back to Anaheim in 1985, the battle between him and Johnson when they were 30 feet in the air side by side, and finally Johnson went down, was carried off in a stretcher. Bailey, a true champion, and it's too bad he's not racing out here right now. And I know Wardy says the same thing because they had some incredible races. Bradshaw in front, Wardy running second, and Ward is not stupid. He will not go all out and risk a crash to beat Bradshaw because he knows, believe me, he knows he has got this one wrapped up and the money's already spent if he finishes in this position. Wardy's mechanic will tell him exactly how far ahead he is and what he's got to do to maintain that distance between himself and Stanton in third. And the most frustrated guy on the track right now has got to be Bradshaw. Out in front, but no chance of winning as long as this young gentleman from San Clemente, California, Jeff Ward, stays in second. Not much happening. It's a fairly uneventful race after the early battles. There's Ward, looks around behind him. Now, Ward will showboat a little bit if he feels confident enough as he heads for the checkered flag. Here's the crowd. Look at him. They love it. They know Larry Myers has told him that he's got this wrapped up if he finishes in this number 2 slot. And Bradshaw, there's nothing he can do. There's the checkered. Bradshaw takes it. He wheelies, but it's all for naught because Ward finishes second, Stanton third, and overall will be Jeff Ward.
Yeah, it was tough riding. Those guys were going fast, and you know, I was talking earlier, the man that doesn't make the mistakes is going to win, and I tell you, I made a lot of mistakes.
Well, I got out there and I got into the lead pretty well. I got the whole shot, and Jeff got by me and I made a couple passes, and I didn't want to be out front. I just wanted to ride back there, and about halfway, rocks and stuff were starting to hurt a little bit, and I got a little sweat on my goggles, and I just want to stay in, you know, the top 3 and get a good, consistent finish. I've been following a lot lately, and I just wanted to, you know, prove today that I could ride up front and I got the speed and that I can stay on 2 wheels.
Yeah, I feel pretty good still, you know. I'm not ready to give it up, and as long as I'm having fun, and I'm having fun out there, so that's a big part of it. You know, if I was just struggling and having problems with injuries, then I won't be going the speed I'm going, but you know, I feel really comfortable, and it's
From Mount Morris, Pennsylvania, this is round 4 of the AMA 125 250 National Championship Motocross Series. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman for Power Sports Video. And the word today is mud. A deluge yesterday virtually buried this track under a sea of mud. But 12,500 die-hard fans braved threatening weather, and a lot of them stood in that mud to watch the action today for this 14th annual Racer Productions promoted motocross. And the promoters brought out the heavy equipment to try to make this track work. It is round 4 of both the 125 and 250 series. Let's look at the standings after 3 rounds. Jeff Stanton with 130 points in the 250 class leading. Jeff Ward in the Kawasaki, 112 points, and Mike LaRocco right behind Ward. Looking now at that very hotly contested 125 championship, Jean-Michel Bayle, 141 points. He's from France. Guy Cooper, 130 points, 11 points back, and Mike Kudrowski right behind him in third. 2 of the favorites today, one of the young lions and one of the old veterans, the Chicken Man, Jeff Matasevich, and Jeff Ward talked about the track and how to ride today.
Basically, it's survival of the fittest out there, basically. It's really muddy, and it's really easy to fall. I just fell, and they're putting on new handlebars right now. It's sort of better if it just starts raining, really, to make it sort of like mush. It's going to make for some really interesting racing, I think.
well, the track isn't really it's muddy only if you go off the deep line, because it's starting to get ruddy, and it's just like riding on ice. You know, it's slick. It's terrible, really.
And what did the 125 series leader, Jean-Michel Bayle, how did he feel about the mud?
In the mud, it's not a rider, it's a competition, it's a track. You have to ride between the track and you, and I hope I take a good start and ride very fast on the track and maybe win.
Rodney Smith, Suzuki mounted in front. Jeff Emig in second. But look at Bayle, number 22, all over the place, behind number 4, Cooper. And Bayle, now Cooper was formerly on a Honda, now on a Suzuki. Rodney Smith in front, then Emig running in second, and Talon Bolin. Bolin out of Sacramento, number 80, is running in third, and all alone in third. But you pays your money, you get your ticket, and watch the battle for fourth spot between number 4 right there on the Suzuki, Guy Cooper, and number 22, Bayle on the Honda. And Bayle is relentlessly tracking Cooper. He's looking for an opening, and you can bet he's going to be on it if there's a hole showing up. Rodney Smith in front. Then Emig running in second spot. Talon Bolin in only his 4th national now, running in third. Cooper 4th, and Bayle 5th. And who would ever have expected Bayle to fall down, start almost dead last, and fight his way back up to 5th? If he gets no higher, he deserves the accolades of the crowd. There's Bayle, number 22, running in 5th at this point. The word from the mechanics is Rodney Smith may be losing air in the rear tire. Holy Toledo, if that's true, Smith has got 2 leads. He led the first moto and the second, and he's got some problems. Let's watch Smith. Number 135 out in front. Emig, Bolin, Cooper, and right here Bale in the blood red leathers, the blood red Honda. That's 135. Does it look to you like his rear tire's flat? He's slowing down. Emig behind him. Yes, he's got problems. Oh, what a tough break for Rodney Smith. Emig, Bolin, Cooper, Bale. And remember, Bale bailed earlier. '22, Bale. Stevenson, number 27, a shot a second ago, is trying to move up into the top 5. And look at this. That is Kudrowski, your champion. Mike Kudrowski right behind Bale, and he goes by. What the devil happens there? Apparently Bale lost his line, and Kudrowski went around him, and you got to wonder if Bale is having effects from that crash earlier, if he's starting to weaken. Whoa, here's Smith. And there, yes, he's got a flat rear tire. And that's number 80 now, Bolin moving up. Talon Bolin moving up, trying to pass Smith. Oh, my goodness, what a terrible position for Smith to be in. Going over these jumps, he's got a flat rear tire, an almost flat rear tire. The bike is doing the hula, wobbling on the track, and no. Bolin almost goes by him. Emig went down. We have the word that Emig went over a jump, hit his head on the handlebars, rung his bell, and has faded tremendously. Bolin went from 3rd to 2nd, and he's closing on this young man, Rodney Smith. Look at Smith wobbling all over the track like a drunken sailor, a flat rear tire. And Bolin knows that. He's watching him. Look at him. Smith is wobbling like a drunken sailor on a 3-day pass. He can't hold on, and there it is, the pass by Talon Bolin. Bolin riding in only his 4th national. It is leading some of the best riders in the world, and Smith fading fast now. And now the question is, can Bolin, who does not have experience in nationals, can he hold on? The second moto. Bolin trying to hold on to the lead. Cooper and Bale, the battle pulling him closer, and Smith cannot hope to stay under. There's Cooper and Bale, number 4 and 22 respectively. Talon Bolin trying to hold on to this lead. And Cooper and Bale trying to move up on him. And Bale has passed Cooper. A beautiful pass by Bale. And moving up now on Talon Bolin. The leader, Bolin. And Bale, can you believe this guy? Crashed in the first turn of the first lap. Went down. A lot of riders would have said, that's it, I'm through. Where's my plane ticket home? Bale got back up again, came back in the fray, starting almost last, and has worked his way up now to 2nd place and going after your leader, Bolin. Rodney Smith, not a factor anymore. Flat rear tire, you can't race this race. There's your leader, Bolin, out in front on a KX 125 Kawasaki, and there's Bale right behind him, and we've got a race, ladies and gentlemen. Number 80, Talon Bolin in front, number 22, Bale in 2nd spot. Coming up on lap riders. There is Bolin, and there is Bale, and the crowd is responding. Let's see how long Bolin can hold him off. These are lap riders. These are not your leaders. They are about to be lapped in a moment. The action is happening right behind them between Talon Bolin and number 22, Jean-Michel Bale. And we'll see him in just a moment. 125 motocross action, the second moto. There it is, right there, the knockdown breakout battle between Bale and Bolin. Bale, a seasoned veteran of the European wars, and Bolin, Talon Bolin from Sacramento, California. It is only his 4th national race. And look at this, the crowd cheering him on. Bale is stalking Bolin now. And the question is, how long can Bolin hang on? Well, right now he's pulling away from Bale. He's making a liar out of me. Talon Mullen, youth and exuberance in front. The final laps of this Mount Morris, Pennsylvania 125 National Motocross Championship, and nobody's going home. What a fairy tale ending if Fallon could win just this moto. Bale won the first moto, remember. Bolin going wide, Bale to the inside. Here's a pass. Is he going to try it? A drag race up the hill. Talon Bolin against John Michelle Bale in this 125 moto. Forget everybody else. This is the race right here. And the story, if Bale can pick him off, a fairy tale win after Bale bailed off early and got back up and came back up. Look at the crowd cheering him on. Bale there makes a mistake. Wobbles there around the right-hand turn. And he passes. A beautiful pass on the inside. A wide-open fifth-gear pass where Bolin was not expecting it. Let's take a look back at the crash. Now look at the right. That's Bale in the infield. The inside trying to hold onto that bike, going off the track, and bam, down. Look at, they're counting him out on the left, the spectators. 1, 2, 3. They couldn't believe he got back up again. It's like he'd been hit by Mike Tyson, and yet he's winning the race. Look at this. If Bale can hold on, he has a suite of boat motos having that lead in the 125 National Championship. And the Honda pits, Dave Arnold, the race manager, Roger DeCoster, they're absolutely going crazy at this point. You could not believe that this man would go down, get back up again, start almost dead last, and fight his way, clawing, scratching. He wins it. Incredible. John Michelle Bale wins overall the 125 National Motocross here at Mount Morris, Pennsylvania. He's got to be exhausted. Ron Denny giving him the checkered flag, saying congratulations. Here's the final. John Michelle Bale, 2 wins. Talon Bolin, not bad for Bolin's second, Guy Cooper third. Buddy Antunez from Southern California fourth. Antunez came out of nowhere, finished fourth, not too bad. Now into moto number 2 for the 250 Nationals. Remember now, Ward won the first one. Let's see what happens now. Jeff Ward won it. Larry Ward got the whole shot. Lining up on a very muddy, slick track. And they rocket down these quarter-liter rocket ships. It is Suzuki's Larry Ward trying. No, Bradshaw took the inside line, and Damon Bradshaw, who chased Ward in the first, Jeff Ward in the first moto, goes out in front. It is Damon Bradshaw in front, Larry Ward running second. Jeff Ward looks to move into third. Yes, it's Jeff Ward in third. O'Meara and Stanton battling for fourth. Moto number 2, 250 National Championship, and here is Damon Bradshaw, number 8. Bradshaw, just 18 years old, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now remember, a week before Meadowlands, a little over a week before, he was winning the main event at the Giant Stadium Supercross, and Ward nipped him at the end. Jeff Ward won the first moto. Damon Bradshaw was second. It's Bradshaw in front, Larry Ward running second, and Jeff Ward third. And the battle for fourth between Stanton battling Johnny O'Meara for fourth. Bradshaw gets kicked in the rear as he goes over that jump. 18 years old, this kid, incredibly good physical shape, 6 feet tall, 155 pounds. He is trying to set a blistering pace early to pull away from the Wards in second, Larry in second, and Jeff in third. Look at the ruts. Look at the beating the bike is taking. And there is Jeff Ward, has gone into second. So here is a reenactment of the first moto, but the roles are reversed. Bradshaw was chasing Jeff Ward the first moto, and now it's Wardy's turn to chase Bradshaw. Colorful crowd here today, lining the hills of Mount Morris, Pennsylvania's track, Mount Morris National. Jeff Ward stalking Damon Bradshaw in second, and that looks like Stanton, yes, the national champion, Jeff Stanton on the Honda in third. Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Honda, 1, 2, 3. And Yamaha would like to see Bradshaw finish in front of Ward, because then Bradshaw would take the overall. AMA sanctioned motocross at its best, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd cheering them on, picking a favorite, either Bradshaw or Ward, and cheering them on. Larry Huffman calling the action. Our Sports Video, exciting motocross action, and you're learning a lot if you want to watch these guys and watch the lines. There's Bradshaw, 18 years old, going up the uphill, the left-hander, then down the downhill. Wardy, one bike back, lapped rider between them. Always a problem. You're trying to go by a lap rider, can be a problem. There, Ward goes by him slicker than a mayonnaise sandwich. Blue flags all over the place. AMA's doing an excellent job. They really are, keeping these flagmen on their toes. Much stronger presence than the first moto. Boy, when you have a track as slick and as muddy as this, you got to keep those guys out there, the blue flags out, to move the riders over when the lapped rider, they're going to be lapped. The leading rider goes by him. That's Stanton. Jeff Stanton on the blood red Honda, running in third spot. Stanton can keep Ward in sight as they get into lapped riders, but he can't seem to reel him in. Wardy is determined to reel in this young man, number 8, Damon Bradshaw. Here's Wardy. Looks like he's been through a mud battle, and he has been in second spot. Bradshaw passed Larry Ward in the first lap, and he is relatively unscathed as far as mud is concerned, which makes the scorers very happy. Ron Denny, the referee, here today at Mount Morris. Larry Huffman on the microphone. And there's the difference between first and second, ladies and gentlemen. Damon Bradshaw and Jeff Ward. Bradshaw up on the berm, slams into it, goes around it. Ward, he looks around behind him. Ward back about 20 bike lengths. It is Yamaha against Kawasaki in the second and final 250 moto here today on a cloudy, overcast day. But so far, the rain has stayed away. Yesterday, it drowned Mount Morris, this track. But today, the rain has stayed away, and Wardy, all he has to do is pass Bradshaw, and he's got an overall victory today in the 250 National Championship. Remember, Ward is the only rider to win championships in all 5 classes. Actually, all 4 classes, I stand corrected. 125, 250, 500, and Supercross. You just watch his style and watch his lines around this track. Remember, it was virtually under about a foot of water yesterday. It's dried out a lot, and this is the final moto of the day. One thing you can say, no dust. There's Stanton in third. Stanton won the championship last year, but he's having a tough time this year. .250cc, about 214, 215 pounds, 220 pounds. Machines, quarter-liter rocket ships, putting out close to 50 horsepower. This 10, 12 years ago, they were lucky to put out 38, 39 horsepower. Highly sophisticated suspension systems. Liquid-cooled 250, 2 strokes, all of them. AMA put a rule in 3 or 4 years ago, you had to ride production bikes. Before that, they were literally hand-built, $100,000, one-of-a-kind machines. And now they are virtually production bikes with some modifications added. Some riders hated that. Bob Hanna said, I don't want to ride a production bike. The people don't pay to see it, but they do pay, and they came out. Almost 13,000 fans here today to see virtually production machines, some minor modifications. And Damon Bradshaw, number 8, is out in front and heading for the checkered flag. And I don't think Wardy can reel him in. Oh, he just a little bit sideways, waves at the crowd. Look at this, showboating. You can always tell when a rider feels like he's got this thing wrapped up when he starts waving at the crowd. You don't see Ward waving at the crowd because Wardy still wants to win. But Bradshaw can showboat a little bit, and he deserves it. He's ridden a very smart race. After losing to Ward in the first moto and the week before at Meadowlands, losing by just an inch or 2. There he is waving to the crowd. And Damon Bradshaw heading for the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen, here at Mount Morris, Pennsylvania. And there it is. And Bradshaw wins it. And wins overall, we might add, for Yamaha. Ron Denny gives him the checkered flag, and he takes a victory lap. So Damon Bradshaw wins the Mount Morris National 250 overall. Second spot, Wardy, and Wardy will take second overall. Stanton is third. Mike LaRocco on the Suzuki is fourth.
Damon, a good ride here in moto number 2. You took the whole shot. What were you thinking down there at the beginning of the first or the second moto?
Well, after I got the good start, I just wanted to ride, and until I started getting some pressure, I wanted to save the energy, and it did. I played good strategy that time. I think that's probably the best I've played this year so far, because I just saved my energy to the end, and when Wardy got there, I had enough left to get back away from him a little bit and get a little breathing room. It's like after I started going faster, everything started clicking better for me.
Today are?
I feel like I'm probably in better shape than I ever have been, and with age you learn to back off, and you have to crashing and being out several races is not being consistent. So I'm trying to stay on two wheels and push it to my capabilities. And the older I get, the more I know the capabilities. And so sometimes I'm not doing the wild moves, the big triples and stuff, but I'm still trying to push it as hard as I can.
In the Kawasaki pits, we talked to California's Jeff the Chicken Man Matasevich and asked him what it'd take to win today.
It's just going to take a really good start and a strong race throughout the 30 minutes out there, and it's not going to be a picnic out there. It's going to be racing just like in the Super 250 Supercross Series, so it's going to be tough, but I'm looking for a tough race.
But today's race is 30 minutes plus 2 laps, Jeff Matasevich. Jean-Michel Bale leads the point standings. Guy Cooper is second, and defending champion Kudrowski is running third going into this 5th round. So we're set. The second and final Moto 125 class. Bale won the first one. Cooper was second. If Cooper can finish in front of Bale in this one, he may take the overall. Extremely hot, pushing 90 degrees. And some would say close to 90% humidity, and it is taking its toll today. We understand Matasevich has pulled out. Heat frustration, the first moto. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 30 minutes plus 2 laps, set to go. And they rocket off the line. Let's see who takes the whole shot. It is Cooper. Guy Cooper from Stillwater, Oklahoma on the factory Suzuki is out in front. And the field stretches out behind him. Cooper in front. There's Bale, and he is currently running in 3rd spot right behind Kudrowski. Your leader is number 4, Guy Cooper. Here's the battle. Kudrowski carrying the number 1. Oh, and Bale has gone by him. Bale has gone to 2nd. Kudrowski, number 1, is in 3rd. But it ain't over yet. The track drying out. They watered it between motos very heavily. Not much dust. Ruts developing, however. And a sun-kissed crowd of over 12,000 fans here today watching the best motocrossers this side of the Atlantic do battle. Some would argue that Bale is the best in the world, the former 125 and 250 world motocross champion. This young gentleman right here, 20 years old. And Bale is currently in 2nd spot. Dave Arnold has got to be tearing his hair out. These guys are battling and getting awfully close. And Bale is looking for an overall win. Now remember, Bale is the leader. Now here's Kudrowski on the inside. Beautiful pass. Oh, wait a minute. Kudrowski forces Bale off the track. Kudrowski moved besides Bale. It looked like he almost said, come on by. And Bale suddenly finds himself off the track with the pennants around his neck. AMA rules say that Bale has got to enter the track where he went off. That's going to cost him a couple positions. And Cooper has no idea what's going on behind him. He's riding a flawless race with about a 10 or 12-second lead. Here's Kudrowski. Let's look back at what happened. A replay, and he just puts Bale right off, and Bale almost runs into a tree. And if you understood French, you would not want to know what Bale is saying right now inside his helmet. He is very upset with Kudrowski. Bale is back in, I believe, 4th spot. I think he lost 2 positions. So Bale has got to move up. If he's got to pass Cooper, that's all there is to it. He's got to pass this guy to win overall. And I got to wonder what's going to happen if he gets close enough to Kudrowski again. If Kudrowski will put him off the track. Power Sports Productions coverage of this Red Bud Motocross National Championship, the second and final round in the 125 class here today on a beautiful cloudless sky with the temperature and humidity approaching 90 degrees, both. And that'll sap your strength. These guys are incredible. The old riders like Warren Reed once told me, and they'll all tell you, before a race like this, you drink all the water you can for 4 or 5 days before the race. You literally flood your insides with water because you're going to lose so much perspiration. During a race like this, you have to overhydrate yourself. Here's Vail trying to move up.
Guy Cooper continues to receive the accolades of the crowd as
He's got to be upset. Cooper, 10-12 second lead, no problems. Kudrowski can't seem to reel him in. The waning moments of this 125 moto, the second and final 125 national moto. Vail is running fourth. Jeff Emig is running in third spot. Emig, rather, is running in third spot. So it is Cooper, then Kudrowski, then Emig, and then Vail. And that means Vail has bailed out of his chances of winning overall today. And more importantly to Suzuki and to Cooper, Cooper will shorten Vail's lead. If he wins this moto, he will pull within 23 points of Vail for the national championship lead. And that's not much. 23 points. That's a win and a strong second. Actually, not even a second if Vail doesn't do well. And right now, Vail is running fourth. Guy Cooper does not look tired at all. He's raced almost 70 minutes today in 90-degree heat and 90% humidity. Waving to the crowd. He's in good shape, though. His mechanic and Ron Heben worked all weekend to make it work right. And there it is, to make the bike work right. And there it is. Cooper takes it, Kudrowski second, Jeff Emig third, and Vail will finish fourth. A tough break for Vail as Cooper gets within striking distance of the national title lead. The crowd loves him. They love this young Oklahoman.
Plugging away and beating Stanton every moto, and I'm gonna have to do that to win this championship.
Well, he's riding strong, but he's not riding that strong. You know, he hasn't been beating everybody by a fair margin, so you know, I figure him to be right in there too. So it's going to be a dogfight right till the end, I'm sure.
So we're ready to go now on the second moto. Ward dominating the first after he battled with Bradshaw, and Stanton was 7th in the first moto. So he's got to do well in this one to hold on to that series lead. Here we go. Second moto underway down the long straightaway. And it is, let's see, Bradshaw in front, it looks like, on the Yamaha. Yes, number 8, Bradshaw. Number 17, Ward in second spot, Larry Ward. And let's see, what happened to Stanton, number 1? Well, it's Bradshaw in front, the 17-year-old on the factory Yamaha. From Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's setting a blistering pace. There's Stanton. Stanton had a bad start, but fought his way up to second. So it's Bradshaw in front and Stanton in second. This could be an interesting battle. Stanton, 22 years old, against a 17-year-old kid that's still wet behind the ears, but Bradshaw is riding a heck of a race. Stanton goes to the outside, Bradshaw to the inside. Stanton tries to slingshot around him. Bradshaw shuts the door on him. Stanton goes to the inside. He's got it. A beautiful pass. Stanton set Bradshaw up and went by on the inside. And it looks like Wardy, Jeff Ward, is moving up into third. Whoa! Bradshaw goes off the track. Now remember, Stanton was 7th in the first moto. He has got to win this moto if he wants to hold on to the overall, and that depends on where the overall points lead. That depends on where Ward finishes in this moto. And Ward is slicker than a mayonnaise sandwich. Bradshaw's down, and Ward's got second. And number 17, Larry Ward, has third. What happened to Bradshaw? There's number 6, Tischner, going by also. Damon Bradshaw slipped out and went down faster than an Idaho thermometer in January. Let's take another look at it in slow motion. Watch Bradshaw on the inside. The rear end just slides out and he goes down. And Jeff Ward goes by, and Larry Ward goes by. And Bradshaw tries to get the bike back up again. So now we get down to the nitty-gritty, as Jeff Stanton has suddenly got to contend with Jeff Ward on his rear wheel. So Stanton hoping to hold on to that 250 national championship and the points lead, and Ward is breathing down his collar. Third spot is Larry Ward. Out of Society Hill, South Carolina. Here comes Jeff on the inside. Well, these guys have had it all year long battling. And look at Stanton tries to take Ward out. And Ward, a wily veteran, stays just far enough behind him so he's not, the front wheel doesn't get taken out. Here comes Ward on the inside. He goes around him. Ward going wide, Stanton to the inside. Stanton will push him now. Watch this. Look at this. Oh! Stanton tries to flick the rear end of the Honda out and take Wardy down. And Wardy says, And Larry Ward is getting a college education in third spot, watching these veterans go at it. Stanton is 22, and Ward is 29. Stanton 6 feet tall, and Wardy about 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", right in there. But nobody's got a bigger heart than Jeff Ward. The track drying out, the dust coming up, could be a factor. High heat, high humidity. And Stanton is holding on to the lead now with his fingernails, and Wardy is behind him. There's Stanton, there's Ward, and right behind him is Larry Ward. Now, Ward's got a psychological advantage. He won the first moto when Stanton went down and was run over by 3 other bikes, or crashed 3 times, I should say, run over by 1 bike. And so Ward can kind of sit in second and play with Stanton a little, and Jeff will do that. Wardy could still take first overall because Stanton was 7th in the first moto. So if Ward finishes in this moto in second, he still has taken first overall, but I'm not sure if he takes over the points lead. It's going to be close. Jeff Ward on a beautiful KX 250 in front, in second rather, and Stanton on an equally immaculately prepared CR 250 in the lead. Ward began racing in the late 1960s on a mini bike. His dad bought him. Stanton is out of Sherwood, Michigan. And the pride of Michigan he is. Make no mistake about that. Excellent camera work by our Power Sports video production crew, keeping you right up on the action. It's the last moto of the day. Several riders have opted to sit out the second moto because of heat frustration. And look at Ward now going by, and Ward has taken the lead. And Stanton is sitting in second, and if they finish, it looks like Ward will take over the lead. That's unofficial now, by about 3 points to Stanton overall for the championship. So Ward is trying to hold off Stanton, if for nothing else, psychological reasons, and very, very important, the lead overall on the 250 national title that Ward has held before, and so has Stanton. He's defending champion. Meanwhile, Larry Ward in third. And now coming up behind Larry Ward is Johnny O'Mara. The O-Show is running in 4th spot. O'Mara is number 9, and we've not seen him yet. Here he comes. Nope, that's Ward. I stand corrected. That is Jeff Ward on the Kawasaki. There's O'Mara, number 9. And O'Mara is running in 4th spot. O'Mara made history by winning on a Mugen Honda the US GP, the 125 GP, back in 1980, 10 years ago. and he's still running in the top 5. Stanton in second. Could be getting discouraged now, and nobody would blame him. Larry Ward in third. Here comes O'Mara. Holy Toledo! And Johnny O'Mara has taken third. Larry Ward was not expecting that at all. Suddenly, out of nowhere, comes the young blonde Johnny O'Mara. O'Mara runs triathlons. He runs many, many miles every week. Runs, swims, bicycles in triathlons. He's in incredibly good shape, even though he's 29 years old, which ain't really old, but in the motocross, the world of motocross, it is. So it's Kawasaki in front, Jeff Ward. Jeff Stanton on the blood red Honda in second, and Wardy's teammate O'Mara in third. And the rumor has it, when O'Mara switched from Suzuki to Kawasaki earlier this year, that Kawasaki did not give him much money, but Roy Turner, the race manager, said, we will give you the best equipment and we will give you an incredible amount of bonuses if you win. So O'Mara, who's made a lot of money over the years racing, he's raced for the last 12 years, is looking to win and make some money. Ward in front, number 3. Stanton second, number 1. And O'Mara, number 9, is running in third. Here's a look back at Stanton. He's fallen off the pace quite a bit. And if our calculations are correct, Ward will take over the 250 points championship by 3 points, 209 to 206, if they finish in this order, and this is unofficial. Johnny O'Mara looks pretty muddy. He's fought his way up through the pack to third. Larry Ward now running, I believe, in 4th spot. I think that's another rider who's been lapped in front of him. Jeff Ward, number 3, conserving his energy. When he feels confident, he'll start waving to the crowd when he feels he's close enough to take the checkered flag without falling down. They're getting past, and Stanton is way behind him, and his mechanic is telling him exactly how far Stanton is back with the pit boards as he goes by the mechanics. Now, Wardy waving to the crowd. He's got to feel confident. And O'Mara is in third, Johnny O'Mara, and O'Mara is trying to reel in Stanton. It has not been a good day for Jeff Stanton. It has been a good day for Ward. With an apparent victory in both motos now, he will move into the points lead in the AMA 250 National Championship. He gives the thumbs up to our camera crew. Wardy looks around behind him. He's been on a bunch of Motocross the Nations teams, and he's won every championship there is. And there it is, checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Ward takes it. Stanton will be second. Jeff Stanton second. Here he comes. The fight out of him, I'm telling you. And
in Massachusetts, and one of the toughest tracks on the tour. It's the AMA Nationals, now on Ultra.
welcome to MX 338 track here in Southwick, Massachusetts, and round 6 of the AMA 125 and 250 National Motocross Championships. Hello everyone, I'm Larry Huffman, and it is a hot and muggy day on this very sandy track in Massachusetts, just outside Southwick. The track named after an American Legion post number 338, who is the sponsor for this long-running AMA motocross battleground. And the riders and the fans have turned out today for the showdown between Stanton and Ward in the 250 class and Bale and Cooper in the 125 class. but a surprise. Ricky Johnson, 7-time AMA National Motocross Champion, is here today, his first race appearance since injuring his hand at Daytona. And what's the strategy?
I haven't got my heart set on winning today. I want to just give myself a true test. I raced last week in Carlsbad, and I won, but there was only a couple riders there that were very good. So I figured this is the best test I can get. Southwick, it's real hot and humid today, and the tracks I think is going to be the roughest of all year. So if my hand can put up with today, it's going to put up with anywhere.
Then we asked Suzuki's 125 star, Guy Cooper, if Southwick was similar to his home tracks.
Yeah, I grew up in Oklahoma, and there it's red clay, it's real hard pack, and here it's completely opposite, but I've had quite a bit of time in the sand. It is a different type of riding. You're standing up the whole time and pulling on the bike, as where in the hard pack, you're pushing on the bike. So it's quite a bit different riding style, and this is only the national. This and Gainesville are two nationals that are sandy out of the whole series, and so none of us get that much time on a sand track, and so all of us are pretty much new to it as far as this year's bike and on this type of terrain.
Let's pick up the action in the second 125 moto of the day.
All right, here's Matasevich in front, slamming that KX 125 around this very, very difficult and tough track to ride, sandy track at Southwick. And Cooper is keeping him within sight. We talked earlier about Cooper's physical conditioning, and he did not look to be making many mistakes in the first moto when he ran away with it. And right now he will attempt to keep the pressure on Jeff Matasevich and look for a place to go by. Cooper's in second, and Cooper knows that Bale is running about 20th because his mechanic has told him that, has signaled it. And Cooper knows he wants this overall win today. And with a first and a second, he will take it. Matasevich was fourth in the first moto. So now Guy Cooper will stalk this young man, Matasevich, the chicken man, out of La Habra Heights, California. I have been to Kawasaki's test track. They build a motocross track next to an interstate in Corona, California. Whoa, look out! Some passing going on out there. Let's check as they come by. Nope. Well, here's Kudrowski, who's gone into third. Mike Kudrowski, national champion, 21 years old. We understand that Kudrowski's mechanic, Ron Wood, rejetted his carburetor. And Wood just sent word up. He said, Larry, tell the people that Honda CR125 is screaming now, and Kudrowski will be a factor in this moto. Was at the practice track, did some filming out there not long ago in Corona, California, next to I-15. It's an industrial area, and Kawasaki's Roy Turner hired John Savitsky to build a supercross track with the idea that a supercross track was tougher than an outdoor motocross track, and they've got doubles and triples. It looks like a World War I battleground out there, the lethal track. And Matasevich rides it like it was his own backyard track. Here we go. Matasevich going through traffic, and there's Cooper right behind him. Kudrowski in third. Cooper to the inside, Matasevich on the outside. I've said before, these guys are in incredible shape. Don't ever take a motocrosser to lunch unless you bring your bank card, because they will eat as 3 or 4 normal men do. They are in incredibly good physical shape. They have to be to race like this. Mike Bell once told me that a supercross main event was 20 minutes of saving it. And you could say that today because you're seeing some exciting action here at Southwick with Matasevich, the chicken man, in front, number 20, and Guy Cooper, number 4, the great white hope for Suzuki to stop the Honda juggernaut. And that's exactly what he's done today, sitting in second. And Kudrowski on the Honda is way back. He's in third, but he's back quite a ways behind some lapped riders. Notice the ruts developing in the track in the sand. That just saps your strength. It is so difficult to ride in the sand. So now it comes down to a battle of physical conditioning. And here comes number 4, Cooper, up on the inside. Goes to the inside. He's got right next to Matasevich. And Matasevich, look at the fans cheer him on. Matasevich trying to hold him off. No, Cooper almost goes by on the inside. Cooper's a smart rider too. Don't let me sell him short. He's a tough, wily veteran, 29 years old. and he doesn't want to get too close and have Matasevich take out his front wheel, because he'll go down faster than an Idaho thermometer in January. And Matasevich is trying to watch him. But you know, when they are battling each other and an intent on watching each other, stopping each other, that gives third place a chance to move up. And that's what's happening. There's Cooper! A beautiful move on the inside. So Guy Cooper has taken over the lead over Matasevich, and Suzuki is out in front, and the Suzuki pits are going crazy. They're looking for an overall today with 2 first place by Cooper. Guy Cooper has gone out in front, and Matasevich is sitting in second. And Kudrowski on the Honda, who's got a bad start, we're watching for him, running third. There he is, back behind a lap rider. So now it is Jeff Matasevich's turn to go after Cooper and try to put him away. And here they come, the battle of the Suzuki Kawasaki's. Sports Channel coverage of AMA National Motocross. Round 6, Southwick, Massachusetts. Larry Huffman calling the action. And a day of surprises it has been, with Bale never really a factor, certainly in the second moto. Did pretty good in the first one, but could not catch Cooper. Cooper trying to put a little bit of distance between himself and Matasevich. When you start battling up there in front, you lose sight of the fact that third place is gaining many, many times on you very often, and that's what's happening now with this young gentleman, 21-year-old Mike Kudrowski. Product of the Southern California Motocross Wars, is running third, the national champion. Cooper will use other riders, and he's now pulling away from Kudrowski and Matasevich, and a lap to go now. That powder blue flag means move over. There's a rider about to lap you. Most of the time the riders do. There's Kudrowski in third. The final lap, and Guy Cooper is on the gas. Cooper on the Suzuki against Matasevich on the Kawasaki against Kudrowski on the Honda. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a mouthful. But notice that Cooper's not making any mistakes. The feet aren't coming off the pegs. He's riding completely in control. He's in great shape. And heading for the checkered flag. He waves to the crowd. He knows he's got this one wrapped up and the money in the bank. Matasevich sitting in second. Kudrowski is coming up strong. Now let's see what happens. There's Cooper. And Kudrowski has gone to second. He has passed his old teammate, Matasevich, and he has gone to second. And the crowd cheering on Kudrowski, but there's no chance of him catching Cooper. Cooper waving to the crowd, taking the accolades of the crowd. So this is interesting. The checkered flag coming out, and there is Guy Cooper winning moto number 2. And Mike Kudrowski takes second. Matasevich third, Todd DeHoop fourth.
Well, as you can see, I didn't get savvy.
Good smooth lines to keep the momentum coming out of the corners more than going in. It's totally different tactics than on a hard pack track. Going into the corner usually doesn't really mean anything, you know, braking wise, because you're not using brakes. So it's definitely coming out, keeping momentum up, and then getting across those big bumps as fast as you can. And then the endurance plays a factor, because the sand tends to wear on you because there's a lot more movement on the bike you got to do.
Very intelligent rider and always good for a good interview is Jeff Ward, and we are set for the final race of the day, the second 250 moto. Now there's a $15,000 purse up for this race alone, with $2,000 to the winner. But that's not what Ward and Stanton are thinking about. They're thinking about the overall. And Stanton has yet to win, even though he led going into this race, has yet to win an overall 250 national this year. So here we go. Stanton won the first one. The question is, can he do it in the second round? And here we go. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. And who goes out in front? It is a Kawasaki in front, and that is Mike Fisher. of Santee. No, it's Ward. Fisher took the lead for just a moment. Well, back and forth they go. Let's check as they go out. Fisher, an R&D rider for Kawasaki, momentarily took the lead. He is number 23, and here is a rider who is down, a tough break. And there's Ward coming into the fray. And Stanton goes out in front. A confusing start. That's 257. Do not have a name on him. One of the lower-ranked riders, a triple-digit rider. So it is Stanton out in front. Number 1, Jeff Stanton, factory Honda in front. And let's see who's second. Well, the fans are cheering on Stanton. Wardy was right up there, and there is, looks like Jeff Ward. Southwick, Massachusetts. Action. It is Ward running second, Damon Bradshaw running third. Bradshaw on the factory Yamaha running in third spot. But it is Stanton now setting a pace, and remember, Ward is riding with an injured wrist. He is currently running second, but the question is, can he catch Stanton, and more importantly, can he hold on to second? Jeff Stanton in front. Jeff Ward coming up the uphill behind him, and Damon Bradshaw on the factory Yamaha at this point moving into third. So Jeff Stanton, who's relatively healthy, leading here in this second moto in front, looking good. And he is holding on to that lead, but look out as Bradshaw starting to move up now. There's Ward in second, number 3. He looks behind him, and Damon Bradshaw is moving up strong right behind Wardy. Bradshaw just turned 18 years old just a few days ago, and he's running third, but making it difficult for Ward. The ruts developing, the trenches developing here. It looks like a World War I battleground. And it looks like, well, let's check as they come into camera range. No, it is Bradshaw in second. And Bradshaw has passed Wardy, and Wardy drops to third. And Bradshaw, the hot young kid from Charlotte, North Carolina, is starting to put the pressure on Stanton. Bradshaw, number 8, 18 years old. The jet ski and water ski and hunt when he's not racing. There's number 8, Bradshaw, and the crowd cheering him on. A lot of kids, the young riders, they haven't been hurt yet, and they don't know the meaning of fear. As you crash, you learn it fast. So now Bradshaw, who is right on the back tire of Stanton, is making a pass on the inside. No, Stanton holds him off. Wardy sitting in third. Here's the battle. Stanton and Bradshaw going at it hammer and tong, and Wardy sitting in third watching the action. But Jeff Stanton, who won the first moto, leads here in the second moto. Power Sports Video, excellent camera work by our crew. You are seeing all the action, folks, as Bradshaw stays on Stanton like a dog on a piece of meat. Well, there's a mistake. He tries to slingshot around. Stanton goes way off the track and almost goes down. And that's a problem when you're a young rider and still got a little bit to learn. You'll do things and take chances where a more seasoned veteran such as Stanton does not do things like that, go off the track or almost overshoot the berm. And he went all the way over the berm, Bradshaw did. So Cooper wins the 125 class. We're watching the hot and heavy action of the second 250 class. Stanton came into this with about a 3-point lead over Wardy, and looks like he's going to increase that lead as Ward can only sit in third in this second moto. Damon Bradshaw on a very fast white YZ 250 going, whoa, almost. Now the interesting point, oh, and Stanton lets him go by, and I think he did let him go by. Because Stanton knows he's got first overall, and he's got a wild, crazy young kid nipping at his heels. He's going to let Bradshaw go by and let Bradshaw make a mistake now. At least that's what Stanton is hoping. Bradshaw leading Stanton. Bradshaw, North Carolina, Stanton from Sherwood, Michigan. And now Stanton puts the pressure on the kid from the 18-year-old from Charlotte, North Carolina. Larry Huffman calling the action on the Power Sports Video cameras here, the action between these two and then this young gentleman, number 3, Ward, in third. They come into traffic. That always can be a factor, especially when you've got riders who, it can be a danger, I should say, when you've got riders who are not racing the national circuit. They'll come out once a year and race the low-digit guys, and suddenly they tangle with one as the one is trying to lap them. Yamaha against Honda. Stanton, as we said, won the first moto convincingly, and he knows if he finishes second to number 8, Damon Bradshaw, he's got an overall, the first of the year. Stanton continues to stalk Damon Bradshaw. And you got to be thinking that Stanton is hoping for a mistake and possibly a crash. Fighting through traffic, number 8, and that is Damon Bradshaw picking his way through the triple-digit numbers. But that's always a dangerous situation to be in when you're coming up on these guys. I don't know what they're going to do. Meanwhile, Johnny O'Mara is in running about 5th or 6th spot at this point, we understand. O'Mara starting to make a move. Here's first and second. Damon Bradshaw, Yamaha, Jeff Stanton, Honda. MX 338. Southwick, Massachusetts. That's the name of the track. The second and final moto in this battle today, round number 6, national championship. One more to go for Stanton if he can hold on to this lead. And he'll have that second national 250 title. Now Stanton goes up on the inside and passes, a beautiful pass of Damon Bradshaw, where Bradshaw was not expecting it. So Jeff Stanton goes back in front. Let the kid go out in front for a while. Let's see what he can do now. Let's see if Bradshaw will keep his everything in perspective and repass Stanton. The temperature in the upper 80s, they would claim, that riders would say that humidity has got to be at least that bad today here in Southwick. There's Stanton, the blood red Honda. Major changes now, ladies and gentlemen, as number 8, Bradshaw, you see him here, went down and got the wind knocked out of him, and that knocked him out of the top 5. So Johnny O'Mara has come up into second spot on the factory Kawasaki. That's a surprise. And in third spot, here's another surprise. Mike LaRocco has taken third on the Suzuki. So Stanton let the wild young kid, Damon Bradshaw, battle and then fall down, and he is coasting to the victory. Jeff Stanton, number 1, but O'Mara will join him in the victory circle if they finish like this, and it looks like they're going to. The checkered flag comes out, and Stanton coasts across the line. O'Mara's second, Mike LaRocco is third, and Jeff Ward 4th. So the overall result, Stanton with a pair of victories takes the lead, goes back in front, LaRocco second. The 125 championship, Guy Cooper, Mike Kudrowski win today, first and second, but Bale holds on to the lead, but only a 9-point lead now over Cooper. Point standings for the 250, well, just a 9-point lead, Stanton over Ward, with one race to go.